If like and hello, it's Fo, and welcome back to Magic Monday. What we're going to do today in Arena, we're going to have a look at the changes that have just been implemented. The game's just been updated. They've introduced Dominaria, the new set, into Arena. They made a few aesthetic changes that I can see immediately. Our packs icon is all lit up, telling us that we have packs available to us, which I like. We have Quick Draft, Hour of Devastation. Looks like they've added a draft format to Arena. Yep. So as in all drafts, you get 3 booster packs. You open them up one at a time. You take one card from them and you pass it round in the circle of people. And then you build a deck just out of the cards you get passed. You get to take one and then you pass the pack on. And you get passed the pack around the circle, obviously. You take a card from it and pass it on. Until all the cards have gone out evenly. And then you make a deck with the cards that you've got. We'll come back to that. I'll show you a draft. Probably not an Arena. We'll probably move on to Magic Online to show you that. But we'll go in. We'll have a look at our packs. The game's beautifully highlighted the fact that we have them. Seems to be rather glitchy. Could just be the amount of people getting on for the new update. Could be the new update itself. Could be the capture software. Certainly seems rather glitchy. Got Deep Freeze, that's good. Deathbloom's Thallid, there's a good green and black deck to go with Thallids and Fungus. A rare is Teshar. Right, okay. Apostle, fly in 2/2. Right, historic spell and it gets things back. Right, okay. That could be useful. Next pack. More things for the green and black saplings and fungus deck. Slimefoot deck, we'll say.
Show remorse. I'll show
Teferi, that's pretty good. Makes a good commander, good for brawl. It's another thing we'll go over in the future. Oh wow, yes. Tatiana is Merfolk, goes in our green and blue Merfolk deck. Whenever land enters the battlefield under our control, we gain a life and we draw a card. Which is pretty good, I like that. Should be rare, it's so good. Got more Sapling Generation. And then we've got a card for Black and White Knights, which could be a tribal deck that's becomes popular. I like the Saplings and the Fungus. The Knights will be good, but you need certain key cards. Big bomby rares to really see the benefit of the Black and White Knights. I can't see any more new pre-constructed decks added with the new cards built around the new themes. Like the green and black deck or Black and White Knights, they don't seem to be in here. Pretty sure these are the same decks that we had before. What we'll do is we'll try and satisfy these daily quests. So we'll try and win 2 games with the black and green deck, which is the Black-Green Explorer. I have seen plenty of people playing the Black-Green Explorer against us, so doesn't surprise me that it's one of the pre-constructed decks. Enter the Unknown is not that good, I recommend take that out. Yeah, these things seem fine. Standard exploring guys. Wild Growth Walker is the key piece. We really need 4, not 3, so that'll be something we need to add in. Hopefully we've got 2 uncommon wild cards, so one of them will definitely go in there. Tomb Robber I'm not so sure about. You got to discard a card in the Explorers. Jungle Creeper is like a combo that you discard the Jungle Creeper and then you get it back, but it's so slow and clunky for one Explorer. Maybe miss out both of them. We have Path of Discovery, so that's all we really need. Mausoleum Harpy. I'm not sure this should be in here, but we don't have a lot of flyers, maybe. Tendershoot Dryad is perfect for the other deck, the one I was mentioning, Slimefoot deck with the spores and the fungus, the saplings. Not sure whether it's great here, but don't think we need the Scaled Behemoth or Sifter Worm. They are high-end creatures. It does have trample, but don't think it's what we need here. Lands look fine. Maybe switch out a Foul Orchard for a standard land swap. Try and get a Field of Ruin in there. Perhaps we want the Immortal Sun like we do in every other deck. Definitely want the Wild Growth Walker. So I'll have a little look through, see if there's anything better. I like Trespasser's Curse. I've been liking this card recently. I want to add it in. Whenever opponents play a creature, they lose life, we gain a life. Doomfall's good. I don't know if we want a second one though. Ruin Raider, but I don't think this deck is that into attacking. I think it's more about setting up a big wall. Our Glory is a rare that exiles and is just strictly better than Impale, which costs 4 as well, so maybe we could do a little switcheroo here. Put in the Our Glory, take out the Impale. Mark the Vampire, I've been playing a lot recently, I quite like that card as well. Still got something else we can put in. Definitely want the Wild Growth Walker. Perhaps we do want one big end creature. Guess Tetzmock is a form of removal. He has Death Touch and he can mark creatures for death. When he comes into play, you can destroy the creatures. Seems pretty good. Could try him in here and then take him back out if he's not good. Shaper's Sanctuary is maybe good. We can add that in. See how that plays for us. Draws us extra cards when things are going bad and our creature is being targeted for death. Use up one of our uncommon wild cards here, get the Wild Growth Walker. Really the whole deck is based around him. So we want as many of him as possible. Cartouches. A way of gaining trample and having fights. Don't know if we want the Prowling Serpapard to try and play against counters. Maybe quite a narrow include. If we had unlimited rare wild cards, I'd put in maybe put in a second Path of Discovery, but it's usually overkill 2 Path of Discoveries in a deck. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Dryad. Don't think we want anything else high end. Have a look for anything that's green and black. I think it's just the Jungle Creeper. Then we've got our artifacts over here. I think it's just the Immortal Sun we're really interested in. Maybe the monuments. I think we just want the Immortal Sun. I'll pop that in. Do the lands while we're here. Pop in that Field of Ruin. Maybe put in an Evolving Wilds. Take out 2 of our tapped lands. The Foul Orchards. There we go. So let's see what we want to take out. Dryad is good, but I'm not sure he's right here. Same with the Harpy. It doesn't seem quite right. Let's see if we've got something a little more exciting to switch for final reward. Another exile spell, but maybe we don't have one. Let's have a look. Walk the Blank is conditional. Doomfall is conditional again, that they don't have lots of little creatures that they can just freely sacrifice like tokens. Vanquish the Weak is limited. Target creature power 3 or less. Impale just destroys. I think exile is just better. There's a lot of graveyard shenanigans going on with cards at the moment, so yeah, I think maybe final reward is good. Don't think we can switch it for things. Vizier is good. Vanguard, I'm not sure. Maybe we don't need 3 Lurking Chupacabras. Maybe we can drop 1, go down to 2. Jungle Creepers in that clunky combo, I think it's too slow. Can't get it back from the graveyard, but just think there's better cards in our deck and we don't need that one. Protodon, we kinda do need that against enchantments. Leave Rambush is fine, it's exile. I like the Trespasser's Curse, I wanna leave it in. So maybe we take out 1 Moment of Craving. It's quite conditional, it's only killing 2/2s. We should just try this like it is. We'll take out 1 Moment of Craving and then we'll say go. We'll just play a few games. We're only needing to win 2 games, so hopefully we won't get matched up against OP opponents. I think these new deck boxes, these sort of deck box effects they've got for the card collection is quite nice. So they have definitely made a few little changes to the graphics, the way it looks, the way it plays. Hopefully we won't see any crazy bugs, anything that annoys us. It's little things, but the game's certainly getting better. They are acting on it, they are still working on it, you know, it is still a closed beta, so hopefully by the time everything's all ironed out. Like the ranking system, I don't know how we've got to rank 2. Pretty sure the last time we looked we were rank 3 or rank 4. And we've been pretty much winning games, so can't see how we could have mysteriously dropped a rank, but that's something we'll need to fix, I think. I don't think it's working properly. So we're up against a rank 4, but they might not be any better than us. We were rank 4 once, went down to being a rank 2 for no good reason. I haven't seen anybody who's a rank 5 yet, so we're either kept in the kiddie pool end or there just is no rank 5. Okay, so we get to go first, that's fine. We've got a couple of tapped lands to play. If our opponent doesn't have an explosive start, then we can... Oh, well they do have turn 1 creature, but it is a 0/3, so I'm not that worried about it. I think we can take a turn off. Yeah, another tapped land. This way we can lay a 3-drop on turn 3, and then 2 drops on turn 4. It's maybe the more mana efficient. Hopefully we'll have something good on top. Yes, the best thing. Wild Growth Walker. Yeah, we want to see as many wild growth walkers as we can play in this deck. If it's not in our opening hand, we want to draw it pretty quickly. Oh dear, mythic rare Saga, look at that. Beautiful animation there. So History of Dominaria is the 3-stage enchantment. First stage it gives you a 2/2 knight token, same with the second stage. And on the third stage it gives all knights +2/+1 I believe. Then on that third stage, when the third effect resolves on the third turn, the enchantment's sacrificed. Sagas are quite interesting, it's a new mechanic with a new set, a new type of enchantment. The animation, the artwork and everything there depicted, it's certainly not disappointing. It's been implemented quite well. Probably the best thing about Arena is the visual style, the animations. Okay. So we've got options here. We can layer 2 drop, and then we've got the option of either of these other cards. So next up we have a Wild Growth Walker, and that makes me want to hang on to the creature. So we can cast the Wild Growth Walker before we lay this other Explorer creature. So we can Doomfall. We can either make our opponent sacrifice one of their creatures, but they'll probably just choose one of the tokens, it's probably not that effective. Or we can look at their hand and take a card away. Okay, we're in trouble. An aura that gives the creatures +2/+2, they become a knight. 2 caracals, I think it's going to be one of the caracals. Shame there was 2 of them, I'd feel much happier about that if there was only one in their hand. Okay, so that's the third stage of the saga. Their knights get +2/+1. So they've got pretty big creatures. If they swing in, I can try and multi-block them. But they're only tokens. And we're gonna have to trade. We're on 26 and we do expect to gain some more life, so I think we can let it through. Sure, opponent wasn't expecting us to let it through. Right, so they're making the Snowboard Sentry and Knight in addition to its other creature types. He's a dinosaur originally. Okay, so we've got Explorer, but we've got 2 Wild Growth Walkers, so we get double triggers. We've got land. I think we've only got a few things that are going to cost that much mana, so hopefully we're just going to get exploring creatures from now on. Radiant Destiny, naming knights I guess, because now the Snubhorn Sentry is a knight as well. And they all get the boost. 7/7. Okay, so if they just attack the 7/7, we can maybe chump block it. We are up on 22, so we don't really have to block it yet. It's not the end of the world if we let it through. They don't have any tricks in their hand that they can suddenly pump the creature up to be in a 22/22. Okay, so we've got our vehicle. Got an exploring creature. We'll take the 7 twice more and go down to 1. Don't really fancy that. Could maybe go down to 8 and see what our next card is, but slippery slope. Do need to find exploring creatures, or perhaps Path to Discovery and some non-exploring creatures, but just some of our removal would be good. Final reward would be nice. Just the 7/7 again. I think we can make our first jump block. So we can still turn it around. Ketra's Monument means that whenever they cast a creature spell, they're going to get a free token creature as well. Hopefully they won't be able to go so wide that they can get around us. Get past our blocking defenses. We can't really attack them. That Radiant Destiny, given their all their knights' vigilance, is stopping us from getting through on the backswing. Okay, here comes the Caracal. Let's get a free token from the monument. And the Caracal comes down and creates 2 tokens of its own. Now they have creature advantage, which I don't like. We can chump it, or we can try and multi-block it and kill it. I think we are going to have to take it out at some point. So there we go. If we align 7 power in front of it, we'll be able to multi-block it, and we can trade off creatures. Not all of our creatures will die. Depends on the way they're ordered, but only 2 out of the 3 should go. Oh, maybe it's got first strike. I think that maybe the aura, the enchantment, gives it first strike. I should have paid more attention to what the aura said. Classic mistake of not reading the card fully. That's a bit of an error on our behalf. I should have just jumped it, and then we would have lost 1 creature, not 2. But the rate things are going, I don't think that's going to make a difference. We probably lost this one. Always pick up a couple of kill spells in a row and maybe turn it back in our favor, but certainly doesn't look good at the moment. Guess we let it through. Hope to gain a bunch of life back with any exploding creature. There we go. Hopefully they'll find another explorer on the top. Oh, it's a land. It's not so good. There we go. Again, we still don't have good attacks. Our biggest creature is a 5/7. And their 7/7 has first strike, which I don't like. Here comes another Snubborn Sentry. Snubadub coming in at us. The Snubborn Sentry with the enchantment dub. Could be his own creature, Snubadub. The evolution. 7/7 first strike. Just land's not going to help us. Oh, but we could have discarded it to explore using the Tomb Robber, couldn't we? It's another fatal flaw. We don't need the lands, so we could be discarding them to our creature to get free explore triggers. Gain a bunch of life, put on a bunch of tokens. Right, so even if we pick up a land next turn, presuming that we're not forced to block. Oh dear. Bafflin End's gonna take, of course, the biggest Wildgrowth Walker. This probably means they're coming in for a big attack. Probably not going to get the chance. Yeah, when we're drawing lands, we could be discarding them. That maybe would have kept us alive a little bit longer. This maybe isn't fatal if we block correctly. Maybe fire up the... I do. It still doesn't have as good stats as a 2/4 Wild Growth Walker that we'd need to tap to make it into a 3/3 blocker. 4 toughness is better, can block a bigger creature. Okay, so we chump the 2 biggest. Block 4/4 with 5/5. 3/3 with a 2/4. Should go down to just a couple. Get 2. Got a land, but now we can't discard it because we don't have the robber. And I think that's us. I think that's us doomed. We'll let the opponent finish this off. That's fine. We missed a couple of tricks that we'll know for the next game. We learned some lessons about Dub and the Tomb Robber we can use in the next game. Right, let's get in here. Try again. Hopefully get an opponent that's easier to beat. I'm not sure. Oh wow, we're getting exactly the same person. I've not seen that before. Facing the same person twice in a row. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe we get a better draw. Well, no, I want a green land. Let's mulligan this. Guess we keep this. It's a little bit slow, but better than the hand we started with. Well, we'd like a land on top. Or a true drop exploring creature. There's a land, there we go. Put tap land out first, get on our way. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have the nuts like he did last time. Pretty good opening turns. By the time we looked at his hand, it was full of gas. And they only seem to cast good stuff, so... Okay, early monument. Get the most value for it. Got a Wild Growth Walker, so we're in business. We do have the 4th land, so we are going to get somewhere. Where remains to be seen. Famished Paladin. Doesn't untap unless you gain life, seems awkward. Gonna get the Path of Discovery out first for maximum value. So all our creatures explore when they come into play. And if they're already a creature that explores when they come into play, they'll get 2 triggers, so they'll explore twice. It does stack up. Wow. Baffling end. Goodbye, Wild Growth Walker. Brompton Dawn, so we could kill the enchantment or the artifact, and our opponent's on their side. Hopefully they won't be able to gain life to untap the Famished Paladin, so we do want this. We can't cast it for a couple of turns, but definitely want to have it. Just go ahead right now. Take out the monument so our opponent doesn't get wide around us again by spitting out so many token creatures. We can kill individual creatures, but not an army of tokens. Okay. So dub, we'll remember that gives them first strike. So we get a Chupacabra. He'll explore. And he gets to kill a creature. Goodbye, dub token. You're no longer a knight. You are dead. Reaver Ambush is great. Guess we keep that as well. I can get rid of the Famished Paladin. Or we can just mark him for death, Tetzmoch. Either or will do. Opponent's down to 2 cards, so hopefully they're gonna run out of cards and draw nothing but land, and then we'll have some chance of winning the game. Radiant Destiny. Knights, I presume. Now it's a 4/4. Reaver Ambush, of course, can only exile a creature with power 3 or less. Radiant Destiny has saved his butt for the moment. But we've got a 5/5 lifelink Chupacabra. So I'd say we're in good shape. Opponent has Ixalan's Binding. Okay. There goes Chups. Ixalan's Binding also means that we can't cast anymore. The opponent doesn't know that we don't have any more. All the value, so may as well just get out Tetzmoch. That'll kill the creature we've marked for death. And we'll get an Explorer. Into land, okay. But now we've got 6/6 and our opponent doesn't have any blockers. Okay, so they're getting at Dauntless Bodyguard. And another creature. So if they'd played the creatures in the other order, Dauntless Bodyguard would have been able to target the other creature. Dauntless Bodyguard says when it comes into play, you can target one of your other creatures, and then they're sort of paired together, so that if your creature is under threat from death, you can sacrifice the Dauntless Bodyguard to give him indestructible until end of turn. Wouldn't get around the exile, but double exile, down to 1 card each. But again, we've got the 6/6 and our opponent's got nothing, so it's worth it. Worth getting both out of the way to get in for 6. Karn, okay. Powerful new planeswalker from the latest set. The card you want to open if you're buying booster packs of Dominaria.
I'll make use of that later.
So you have to choose one of the cards and they get it into their hand. The other card gets exiled away, but they can bring it back using another one of his abilities. 3/3 Sentry. Get the Trespasser's Curse. Love this card. And that way, whenever they get out creatures, they lose life, we gain a life. I guess we attack in. All they can do is sort of chump block. We could try and attack the Karn, but we're faster just try to get through and kill our opponent. We're not worried about his negative abilities. Opponent's gonna make us choose. If we let them have the Karn into their hand, then if they cast it again, they're gonna have to choose between their Karns because he's legendary. Let's hope they fall for that trap and try and play 2 Karns at the same time. Got another Snaphorn. That's gonna lose them a life, and they're only on now 2. Attacking us is the worst idea ever, because they could have multi-blocked our 6/6 with 2 3/3s. That would have been a very worthwhile trade. That's a sort of fatal error, because now they're going to have to chump block twice. And if they get out any more creatures to chump block with, they're just going to lose life and die.
I will fight with honor.
So I reckon we've won this, and that was the mistake they made, was that one attack. Sure, we can give you a history of Dominaria. Baffling End doesn't do anything, can't get rid of our creature. So it doesn't matter which one we give them. They can't play Baffling End on our creature, so we'll give them that one. They can play it on the Diviner here. First we can get the triggers. Sure, pop it on top. That way we can explore next turn too. So they attack, they chump block. Turn, they get rid of our creature, not knowing we've got another one coming. They can only exile the small one because it's based on their casting cost. We can give them Okeptra's Monument because if creatures come into play, they will lose the game anyway. So sure, you can have Okeptra's Monument. You can play both of them. I'm not worried at all. Half an end takes away Diviner. Here comes a replacement. Or not. So it's halfway through being cast. What's going on? It's never resolving. Our opponent doesn't have a counter spell, they're not even playing blue, and it's stuck. Okay, let's go to combat. This makes sense. Let's just skip to the combat phase. Even though our spell hasn't resolved from the first main phase. Wow, that's some broken magic right there. It's not even tapped our lands to cast the spell. God, what's going on? Let's try and click on it, drag it or something. Right, okay. Clicked on it a few times. What a spell. We started casting it before our attack step, and we tapped our land for it and it resolved in our second main phase. First time that's ever happened. So obviously they're still working on things, there's still bugs to iron out, but I like this new update. Even the Summoning Sickness animation I really like, it's slightly different, they've updated it. We're getting the GGs. Good game, good game. Looks like they're going to try and take themselves out by casting creatures maybe. Nah, just scooping it up. That was fair. There's one each between us and that opponent. It's very unusual to play the same person twice in a row. Like, I've never seen it before, so. Random one-on-one games. So we're halfway there. One more game. We'll win with this. We'll get our coin reward. At least it's not the same person we're playing again. So we'll get our coin reward, and then I'll end the video here. And then we'll move on. In the session I want to get those 3 achievements. Just get them out of the way so we can refresh them with new ones. 3 achievements, 3 videos I think. 2 forests to follow up. Oh dear, merfolk. Thought we might be in a mirror match there. We're up against the merfolk. At least our opponent doesn't have an island yet, so I like this. Hopefully they're stuck and they can't play any of the blue spells. But merfolk obviously turns off our walk the blank. Makes it a dead card in our deck. I think we should get out a blocker. Alright, Dawn is a big butt. He's a better blocker, being a 3/4. The only enchantment or artifact that I think we're going to come across in this deck is the Deep Root Waters. Might want to take that out. Unless we get Trespasser's Curse, in which case we'll just want to let them generate a whole bunch of tokens and die that way from losing life and us gaining a life. We're on a second swamp, I think. Second black source. Go to the Deadlands. So we'll get out the walker. And next turn we can go exploding. Or we can get out the Chupacabra. The creatures won't do too well against the -2/-2 triggers. Start taking them out once we can get multiple explorers in a turn. So here's the Deep Root Waters. I think we kind of want to keep the Brontodon with us as a blocker. Just until we can get a bit more of a board presence. If we use Doomfall, we can get rid of their Kumena. Stop them casting it next turn. Oracle. Right, so they'll be drawing cards with that combination of the 2 cards we're leaving them, but if we get rid of Kumena, it's going to stop them making their army get tokens. That's the ability that we worry about. If they tap 5 merfolk and put a +1/+1 counter on all of their creatures, it's going to make their army too big too quickly and we're not going to be able to deal with them. It's definitely a priority to get rid of Kumena where you can. Out with the merfolk deck. Yeah, this is fine. We don't fear a couple of 1/1s at this stage. So let's start swinging in, undoubtedly, when they get the unblockable guy. The Herald, when it moves out of Summoning Sickness. I'm sure it'll be swinging against us every turn. That's a pretty slow clock. Not worried about that too much. So now we've got the Path of Discovery, All-Star. Now when we cast the Chupacabra, hopefully when it comes into play and it explores, it can get its own trigger. Trigger itself and we can kill that Merfolk Mistbender. See if this works. Yep, so Path of Discovery kicks off. Shipper's Sanctuary. They don't have any spells that can target our creatures. They don't play a lot of things like that, so I think we're safe to bin that. Try and hope for a better creature. And indeed it triggers itself, which is great. Get rid of the Mistbender. I'll just keep up the ball. They still can't cast their Oracle, which is a bit of a shame. I feel a bit sorry for them. At least they could draw some cards by attacking him with the unblockable, but... And now we've got the Trespasser's Curse, so we don't even want to use the Brontodon to kill the Deep Root Waters. We're just going to leave it. I kind of want to explore more than I do set up the Trespasser's Curse. Oh yes. never putting that in the graveyard when we see it on top of the library. So we can just -2/-2 the unblockable guy now. Sorry Herald, you're away. That solves that problem. Even if our opponent gets the second island and then casts the Oracle, they've probably not got good attacks now that the unblockable guy's gone. Till the next unblockable guy appears. We can't kill the hexproof creatures as they have hexproof. We can't put a -2 on them. We can remove everything else from the board slowly but surely. We're definitely in a dominating position now. I think they're getting frustrated at the lack of a second island. Might see a scoop, yep. That's indeed what's going on there. Opponent scooping it up. Okay, well that's us managed our 2 wins with our black and green deck. I'll end the video here. Got our 400 coins. Then we'll come back in the next video, we'll carry on and go for the next one. Until then, good luck in your games of Magic. I'll see you soon.